After sharing about elemental healing styles, I realized I never really told you how I found mine. For years, I understood myself, but I didn't fully trust myself, and that's what led me into Saturn. Hi everyone, if you watched my last video on elemental healing styles, thank you so much. And if not, please go back and check it out if you're interested, because I go into discovering your healing style through the elements. Now today, I want to share a bit about my own healing journey and how I got from understanding my chart to stepping into my inner authority. Like many of us, I started my healing journey with talk therapy. For years, I was in therapy and it was helpful, but something was still missing. And then I found astrology. And when I found it, everything shifted. Suddenly, I had a map, a way to understand myself holistically, not just through words, but through the deeper wisdom of the chart. And because I'm an Aquarius, air sign, it made so much sense. I needed to understand things first to process through logic and meaning before I could integrate and grow. I even had a couple of powerful years of doing enlightenment intensives, workshops where we sat in dyad with a partner, and through emptying our minds, we would reach awakening. That worked well for me too, and I have had some amazing experiences, life-altering experiences that really helped move my healing forward. But even after more years, many more years of study, learning and reflecting and applying what I had learned to find more meaning, there was still a piece missing. And that piece was my inner authority. It was about standing in my own power, being visible, and trusting that what I had to say was valuable. And that's when I dove into Saturn, into the inner authority wound, especially connected to the Father Archetype. And ironically, or not, it came after I lost my father. For me, I have Saturn in Taurus, an earth sign. So I had to learn how to embody all that I had understood, all that I'd come to understand. I had to feel it in my body, slow down, and let the wisdom settle so that I could finally speak from that place. No longer doubting my worth, but trusting that by healing myself, I could also be of service to others. Another unconventional modality that liberated me even more recently was biofield tuning and sound frequency for clearing the blocks in my energy field from those early life experiences that were still unconsciously holding me back. So another tool that fits my air nature and was perfectly timed for liberating me into this next step of growth and evolution. And that's why this inner authority work through the lens of the father wound is such a cornerstone of everything I do now. I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into why this matters to me so much. And also, sharing this part of my story gave you a little more insight and maybe some hope that your journey can unfold in its own timing too. And that perhaps there are several modalities that might be right for you at a certain time when they're ready to support you in that next step of your growth journey. If this resonates, I'd love to hear from you. Like, drop a comment with your sun or your Saturn sign or whatever part of your story you might feel ready to share. And if you want to keep exploring, I'll see you on the next video because I'm going to be doing more around this topic. Oh, and if you felt the resonance with this, but you'd prefer to go deeper one-on-one, I offer a personalized reading called Break the Mold, Build the Self, a Father Wound to Wisdom astrology session. I'd love to work with you. In this session, we'll dive into your chart to help you understand your Saturn story, your Father Archetype and potential wound, and guide you into a more empowered, self-trusting expression of who you truly are. And we can play with and explore the elements for potential healing modalities that would work best for you and where you are now on your journey. If that calls to you, you can find that session on my website, nurturingastrology.com. I'd be so honored to guide you on your journey. Thanks, and take care, friends.